What's up, guys? Welcome to today's video. In today's video, I want to give my thoughts on the Superman trailer, and I want to give my thoughts on the Ironheart trailer. And I also want to talk about the discourse surrounding both. I don't want to be here long. I'm just going to get my point across, get this stuff off my chest, because this has been on my mind all day, and it's honestly disheartening because, like, this is crazy. Like, superheroes are supposed to bring us joy. We're supposed to be happy when we think about these things, but the world is such a twisted and toxic place now. It's literally, it's impossible. But before we jump into that, if you are new here, please like, share, and subscribe. Feel free to become a channel member today. We have live streams every Tuesday. I have a live stream this Sunday. There's a whole bunch of stuff on my channel you can check out. I hope you check it out. I hope you subscribe, hit the alert bell, all that good stuff. Now, when it comes to Superman 2025, James Gunn's Superman Legacy, whatever you want to call it, this trailer was great. I love the trailer. Yes, I've seen the regular complaints, the color grading. Yes, that could be touched up a little bit. That's neither here nor there. I think the film so far looks great. Remember, they're still in post-production. Stuff can be polished up in post. We saw they even fixed the blink, even though that didn't really bother me that much. I mean, like, you guys are making a big deal out of something so minuscule and stupid, in my opinion. But like I said, the trailer looked good to me. I liked everything that I seen. I liked the interview scene between Lois and Clark, and how, I won't even say heated, like, he's passionate about saving people. That's all he wants to do, is save people. And it's great to see that passion. It's great to see that brought out, especially in an interview setting, because he just wants to do good and help people. But she's letting him know in that instance that they're not going to go easy on you. You have to know how to handle it. I saw people taking that the wrong way, or just trying to troll people and get under people's skin for some reason. Whatever. Some people get it, some people don't. I get it. My opinion, to me, is the only one that honestly matters. But all in all, the trailer was great. We got good looks at every single character. I'm so glad we got our first look at the engineer. I'm so excited to see her in her totality, see more of her in the film. I like the effects. I like the way, like, she can transform her body into different mechanical parts, the blades, seeing Crypto. And I mean, honestly, we didn't see a lot of Crypto in this trailer. And was that refreshing? Yes. I mean, I don't have a problem, but the marketing was mostly Crypto. I mean, it was cool. Marketing, it's a genius marketing plan. You're seeing Superman being promoted on things that you wouldn't normally see him being promoted on, and that's getting the film out to a more generalized audience. Now, when all of this reboot stuff started, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. We're getting a new Superman. When I heard that Henry was initially offered his job back, I said, cool. I said, cool. They're finally giving him the chance he deserves, because, believe it or not, I have Batman v Superman. I have the poster. I have the poster right behind me. I'm not even going to say was. I am a fan of what Zack Snyder did at DC. I'm a fan of the old DCEU stuff. I loved that stuff. But I'm also a fan of the Arrowverse stuff. I'm also a fan of the Tim Burton stuff, the Michael Keaton films. I'm a fan of Christopher Reeves. I'm a fan of Dean Cain's Superman for the time. I'm a fan of Tyler Hoechlin's Superman. I like Superman as a character. And no, Superman is not my favorite superhero. My favorite superhero is The Flash, which everybody should know that. I have 2 gigantic posters of Barry Allen on my wall, especially my boy Grant Gustin. But I like Superman as a whole. So when I found out that we were getting a different iteration of Superman, a different tone, a different vibe, cool. One that's more comic booky, cool. I welcome that with open arms. I can't judge something that I haven't seen in its totality yet. Is James Gunn gonna James Gunn? I don't know. He already said some of the stuff in this DCU will have very different tones and vibes. We've seen that with the Suicide Squad, to Peacemaker, to Creature Commandos, to Superman. Superman's not going to feel like Creature Commandos, and vice versa. And honestly, I like that. I don't have a problem with it. My problem is, would you guys have felt this way? Would you guys have felt this way about the suit if Henry Cavill was in the suit? Because everybody's, hating on the suit. The only problem I have with the suit is the collar. I don't like the collar. I've never liked the collar on the suit because it reminds me of the New 52, which is something I did not like in the comics. I didn't like the New 52 that much. And that's just me. Judge me for that if you want to. That's the only problem I really had with the suit. People go from body shaming to talking about he's cross-eyed to people were making fun of, like, zooming in on a shot of his chin when he was laying down this week. Like, this is not what this comic book space is supposed to be about. Yes, we can have disagreements, but we don't have to resort to attacking actors, bro. We're attacking actors. We're attacking people who are excited to see this, and vice versa. People are attacking Henry Cavill and Zack Snyder and what they did with their time with these characters. God, I'm sorry I'm getting tongue-tied, but this has just been in my head all day. Why do we have to tear something down to prop something up? We don't need to do that. Honestly, we do not need to do that. It's weird to me. It's very, very weird to me that we have to tear something down to prop something else up. The James Gunn trailer looked good. What he's done with the character looks great. This is a different iteration of the character. Let it be that. If you're a fan of what Zack Snyder did, cool. If you're a fan of both, cool. Just let it be that. I know it's never going to be that cut and dry, but there was a time when we could just get along. These characters are supposed to bring us together, not tear us further apart. It makes me want to delete all social media altogether because, like, dog, like, we can't enjoy anything. We get called names if we're enjoying David Cornsweat's Superman trailer. Like, who raised half of you? We should not be this ingrained in this comic book space that we can't just, come out and live in reality, bro. It's never that serious. It's really never that serious. And I just wish we could go back to how things used to be before social media was just our entire life. People wake up every day just to get on Twitter, to get on Threads, to get on Facebook, to get on YouTube and just trash talk James Gunn. Yeah, he put out some horrible tweets back in the day. Yeah, he does weird jokes, His jokes are fart, ha ha ha, funny stuff. It works for him. That's his writing style. Zack Snyder also has his writing style. Everybody has their own writing style. We don't have to tear somebody down to prop somebody else up. Zack Snyder, James Gunn, they're both wonderful filmmakers. Everything, like, no writer, no director is going to have banger after banger after banger. You can disagree with me if you want to. That's perfectly fine. But every single director has had a flop in their career at one point in time, or something that's a little bit under what you expect from them. That's the best way I can put it. It's something that you think falters for them. And that's fine. That's called being human. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. Nobody ever will be perfect. Henry Cavill was great in the role for his time. David Cornsweat is not going to be the last Superman either. I really wonder if James Gunn was not directing this film, would you be upset at it? Like, would you be jumping down this film's throat like you are right now, since James Gunn is directing it, since James Gunn is over DC Studios? If none of that happened, and it was just David Cornsweat has been cast as the new Superman, because contrary to popular belief, people were fan casting David. People were fan casting David before James Gunn was even announced as being over this thing, as directing Superman, as writing Superman. Would you feel that way? Like honestly, would you feel that way? Let me know in the comment section down below. I really want to know. I only say that to say this. I just want, and I know it's never going to happen, but I just want a comic book space where we can all come together and agree or disagree without calling each other names, without cussing each other out. We don't have to tear each other down to build something up. That's honestly, if Superman was real, do you think he'd be happy with this type of energy that we're putting out there every day? Do you think he would be happy about that? Me personally, I do not. I don't think he would be happy about that at all. And I'm just being real, guys. I'm just being real. Like, that's all I have to say on that. Like I said, I thought the Superman trailer was great. Some color grading issues. Yes. A little weird line delivery from Nicholas Hoult as Lex. Yes. But all in all, I'm excited to see this film. Why? Because I'm a Superman fan. I like DC Comics, and I just want to see it back on the big screen. Haven't seen a proper Superman film since Man of Steel, which I enjoyed that take on the character. I enjoyed it. This is a different take on the character. Tyler Hoechlin's was a different take on the character. I'm just excited to see what they bring to the table. If it's good, it's good. If it's not, it's not. If I have issues, you already know I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem bringing that to the forefront. I'll never hold my tongue. Anybody who follows me on this channel already knows that. Now, people are talking about the storyline. Guys, Superman is always going to try to do the right thing and go against the government. They did it in Smallville. They did it in Superman and Lois. They did it in Lois and Clark. They do it in the comics all the time. It's not a BBS thing. You're nitpicking and it's annoying. We got to do better, guys. We have got to do better. Now, moving on to Ironheart. And when I say discourse, I mean the flat out blatant racism that you guys are putting out towards this character. I saw a literal tweet that said, oh my God, it's DEI Iron Man. We have Trump in office right now. Why is this a thing? Do you think that was okay to say? Like this? I would hate to be Dominic, and I'm sure Dominic Thorne has tough, thick skin. I'm sure she's ignoring all of this clown stuff, but she still knows it's out there. But then again, she knew it was out there when she took this role. And I give her kudos. I commend her for taking this role. Because honestly, I feel like Marvel's not protecting her. I thought the trailer was great. I also think the trailer came out 4 or 5 years too late. She was in Wakanda Forever during the pandemic. This TV show should have been out. The trailer was literally perfect in my eyes. No CGI flaws, the suit being practical. I loved it. Anthony Ramos as the Hood. The actor who played young Han Solo, I cannot think of his name right there, but he's playing Obadiah Stane's son in this. I'm so glad to see all of these characters that were announced back in 2022, 2021 when they were filming this thing. I'm so glad to see them finally being realized on the, on the small screen, not the big screen, but the small screen. This is a Disney Plus series, but that brings me to my next thing. Disney is literally sabotaging them, releasing their trailer at 7 a.m. in the morning on a Wednesday, on the day that Superman was dropping arguably the most watched trailer. Why would you drop it on the same day? That made no sense. You're sabotaging your character. You should have dropped the trailer when you were giving the upfronts after you showed us the little behind the scenes sneak peek with Ryan Coogler. The other thing, why weren't you capitalizing on the fact that Ryan Coogler just put out one of the biggest and best films of the summer in Sinners? Ryan Coogler is producing this. He wrote this character. He birthed her in Wakanda Forever. Why don't you capitalize on that, bro? Y'all are not thinking, and you're sabotaging this. Everybody is already gonna hate it because, believe it or not, you can believe me if you want to. I do not care. I do not care. People say, oh, the character's just written poorly in the comics, yada, yada, yada. No, you don't like the character. And just own up to it. You don't like the character because she's black and it's a female. That it's always gonna be like that. She's had an uphill battle when it came to this role, and I'm glad she stuck it out because she could have jumped out years ago, honestly. I'm glad to see this show finally come out, but I just hate that it's happening the way it is. The fact that people have to turn off their comment sections when they're sharing the trailer because people just want to spew racism and hate and horrible things about this actress, about the other actors in the show. It's terrible. You can say, oh, they just don't like the character. No, it comes down to race. It comes down to the sex of the character as well. Riri Williams is a black female. People don't want to see those two things anyway. And I don't care how many of you say that's not it. Bro, these people will not have to turn off their comment sections. Half these comment sections just say DEI, DEI, DEI this. How is it the DEI? The character was originally black in the first place. You're trying to say they're trying to replace Tony Stark. This version of the character doesn't even know Tony Stark. She hasn't met an AI version of Tony Stark. The closest she's gotten to anything Marvel related is going to Wakanda. Like, come on. I'm excited to see this show. I'm excited to see what they do with it. Ryan Coogler, as always, is amazing. And I mean, can we just I guess what I'm trying to say is, can we just go back to being normal? We don't need all the hate. And honestly, it's just as the years go by, it's going to get worse and worse and worse. And honestly, that sucks. I don't like talking like this on my channel. I don't like talking like this on my channel, but it honestly, it bothers me. And I have a bone to pick with Marvel when it comes to defending these actors, especially these young actors. People talking about Dominique Thorne is a horrible actress. Have you seen her in anything? She's not. She's a great actress. Do all actors have their, shortcomings? Yes. But you're not going to call people out on that. You're talking about trying to bring in the actor that played Morgan Stark to be Ironheart. That's not Ironheart. Ironheart is Riri Williams. You're talking about the suit that she had in Wakanda Forever. She doesn't have that suit anymore. So what's the issue now? It's a legitimate practical suit that she's making herself. Like, come on, bro. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just ranting to rant. I've just been having these thoughts in my head all day, honestly. But guys, like I said, please like, share, and subscribe. Let's have a discussion in the comments. Like I said, I really enjoyed the Superman trailer and the Ironheart trailer. I thoroughly enjoyed that. I don't think Ironheart will do well because the lack of promotion, the fact that they're rushing this series out, it seems like they're just trying to get it out there and get it over with. That sucks, and I hate that that's happening, especially for Dominique Thorne and Ryan Coogler and everybody involved in this show. They've been waiting a while to get the show out there, and it just sucks that they're doing it the way that they're doing it. It sucks. But yeah, both trailers were really, really good. Make sure you check out Superman in theaters July 11th. Remember, it's okay to like more than one Superman. It's okay to like more than one director. And if you don't, it's okay to not be toxic about it. Catch y'all later.